yesterday, which was the 23rd of February, went down to the Southwestern Invert show, which is held in Taunton. It's a bit of a trek for me. I think it's anywhere between 3 hours 20 minutes to 4 hours depending on traffic, but I was helping Phil from Incredible Inverts and Other Animals and Amy, so that was the reason I went down there mainly, and also to pick up a couple of spiders that were being loaned to me for a breeding project. So today we're just going to go through thoughts on the show and the pickups. It was busy. It was very, very busy. It seemed to be a lot busier than Seas, to be honest. I haven't been there last year, but I did go the year before, and there was a lot of space between all the traders that year. And this year it was tightly packed, and there was traffic all day through the aisles with people. Lots of feet and lots of purchases on lots of stalls, and it was a really good atmosphere, to be honest with you. I got to see a few of my friends, obviously Phil, Amy, Leah, Terry, Jeremy was there, Chris, Alice, and then Charlie was there. We also had, I saw Dave from Dave's Little Beasties, and Scott was there. And yeah, it was good. I spoke to Sam at the spider shop for a little bit, Tim Baxter, Chris, and the guys from Creatures of the North came over and said hello. So yeah, it was a good day. We got to speak to a good few people, and Amy and Mac were also there, and also got to meet a few subscribers, which was really nice. So thanks to those guys for coming up and saying hello and chatting about the channel for a little bit. Really appreciate that. It's good to know that even though I haven't put a video out for a couple of weeks, that people sort of like enjoy the content when it is put out there. Speaking of the last couple of weeks, obviously I've had a few things going on, just life getting in the way, and so yes, that's the reason why there's no videos. I have got footage, it's just that I haven't had the time to edit, so expect a couple of videos in the next few weeks. So what did I pick up? Well, I was obviously helping Phil out on his stall, and his stall is primarily isopods and roaches and stick insects, a few tarantulas, and food for the custodians. So what did I get? Well, I picked up some more bee pollen. Bee pollen is really good for things like bearded dragons, sprinkling it on their salad, and a lot of the isopods go absolutely crazy for it, and I always grab the bee pollen whenever I can. And I also picked up a tub of calcium, which is actually limestone flour that Phil crushes and gets his pestle and mortar out for. I also got some dried shrimp. I haven't used the dried shrimp before, but I wanted to give it a go to see what it was like with the isopods that I've got. And I also picked up this spirulina, which is a blue-green algae that basically is full of protein and lots of nutrients and antioxidants. Apparently the isopods go nuts for this stuff, so I got some of that just to try out. So we're going to be feeding the isopods today, I think, and see how they go on. I've got a couple of colonies that are really thriving, and I've got a few colonies that are struggling a little bit, so I want to give them a bit of a change of food, see if it kick-starts the ones that are struggling maybe. The Panda Kings are the only ones I've got that have gone absolutely crazy. Brilliant isopod, really cool looking things, and they are breeding prolifically. So anyway, I've got those from Phil. He kindly gifted me those for helping him out for the day. And speaking of that, I also got gifted a couple of a spider from them, which was the Salmopus Victory. It's a little sling in a sling vial, and I've got a slightly larger juvie, but I do love the genus, Salmopus genus, as you know, so I was really grateful for that from Amy. And Amy went and got me a small custom aquaria tank also for, whilst it's a sling, it'll be absolutely fine in that. Not sure if I'll put it in just yet, because it is quite small, but when it grows its sling vial, maybe that'll be the enclosure it goes into, because yeah, it'll be perfect for it with a little bit of cork bark and nice easy access enclosure for it. It'll keep the humidity in it because it's a nice glass one as well. I also picked up a couple of the Spider Shop 15 by 15 by 20s. Now I picked these ones up, I got two of these, and these will be for my Salmopus immernias. The Salmopus immernias currently are in deli cups and they need to be rehoused. I was going to put them into the 10 by 10 by 15s, but the speed that they are growing, those 10 by 10 by 15s seem absolutely pointless as an intermediate step. I know sometimes I do move up into intermediate steps for some spiders so that I can keep feeding them. The thing with the Emernias is they hardly ever refuse food, and they are very good at hunting any prey I put down. So I probably will just move them, like I say, straight into those 15, 15, 20s so that they can, less movement, and they're very quick. So I'd rather them set up home in there, web those up, and then I can deal with those. The reason I went for the spider shot ones as opposed to the mantis den ones that I normally get is with the Salma Pierce, because they're so quick, and it's easier with those spider shot ones because they have a roof that you can remove and the front door you can open, so I can judge where they are and feed accordingly by either opening the lid or opening the door, depending on what I want to do. That's the reason why I did that. And those ones are the same that I've got things like, I've got a versicolor that I rehoused recently that you've probably watched the video for, and if you haven't, I'll put a link in the description. But that one is the same enclosure, and I do like them. I just sometimes like to keep things uniform in here. That's why I've got a lot of the mantis den ones. Anyway, so I picked up those enclosures from Spider Shop, and I also, while I was there, I picked up some of these. These are like the tall square deli pots with a lid that has an opening on it. And the reason I got these is, I'm still not sure if I'm going to use them for them yet, but these are for the avics. Now the avics have been growing, the little babies obviously, and I think with these have all got the pre-drilled air holes, as you can see on there. I won't have to do much with these, and because they're very slow spiders, they don't tend to bolt around too much, I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll get these tubs with the lid that I can open, and I'll set up their enclosures like with their cork bark and a bit of leaf, a bit of fake foliage and stuff in there, and hopefully where they make their shelf like they have done in their other enclosures, these would be ideal for them to move into. Very easy sort of cups to deal with, so probably going to go in there. The avics are growing nicely, and it's going to be time very soon to move them. I probably could move them now, but I want to give them a couple more weeks of feeding, make sure they're ready to go. But so that's the avic ones. And lastly, I was also gifted, loaned for now, 2 mature males, the Thrixopelma puriens from Amy Bolton. Amy and me have been talking for a long time about these spiders, and she really wanted me to sort of take them on board just to sort of have a go with my females that I've got here, because she knows that I've had the male here. I've paired them 3 times. I've seen successful insertion, but we haven't had an egg sac drop yet, and I've spoken to a lot of people about it. Not sure what's going on there, so we're going to try 2 different males. Thoughts are possibly, well, I thought that it might be the fact that the male was not fertile, but the general consensus from a few breeders is that if that was the case, she would probably still lay an egg sac even if they were dud, because of the insertion and because she was ready. So thoughts have sort of shifted to possibly that maybe she's a little older than we think, and maybe she is now beyond like perfect breeding age. So I've got these 2 males, and I'm going to look at possibly pairing the smaller female. Now I need to sort of double check her molt status first and see how big she is compared to the males. Look at her spermitica when she, or if she does molt, because she's quite heavy pre-molt right now, and we can see if it's opaque, then she'll be okay. If it's translucent, she'll need another molt, but I'll have to try the bigger female then. So yes, so thank you so much for those, Amy. They travelled very well in the car on the way back, and because they were in their enclosures, and they're now on the desk, and hopefully I can let them settle in for a few days, away from the other spiders, and then we'll take it from there. But yes, the show was good. Taunton is always a nice venue. It's just a little bit far for me to travel, And yeah, I enjoyed the day. It was nice to catch up with people, and it was nice to sort of be back in the environment a little bit, to be honest. Really good fun. Long day, like I say. I left my house just after 5:30, and I think I got back at 9 o'clock in the evening. So yeah, very long day. Why I didn't do any filming last night. Anyway, that's the show. I do recommend the invert shows if you're new to the hobby. And you haven't been to one, I do recommend going and checking them out and having a look at Invert Shows UK and seeing if they've got a show near you, because they're a good experience and there's a lot of knowledge there. So if you're sort of unsure and you've got questions, those shows are brilliant to go to, just to even ask questions and stuff. They tend to have talks from experts in certain areas. And yesterday at the Taunton show, I think one of the best talks that was on all day was Luke talking about Poecilotheria and rehousing, and he was talking about how, you know, to respect spiders and things like that. It's good. They're educational, and it's a brilliant addition to have at the shows, these talks. And that's it. Anyway, I'm probably next show I'm going to be at, I'll either be at the Capitol or it'll be BTS for me. So I'm not sure yet. Depends on work schedule. So I'll definitely be at BTS. The Capitol show is still a 50-50 at the moment. Anyway, that's it for me today. I hope you did enjoy it. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be filming again, and hopefully I can get some more content out to you soon, guys. We'll have a few rehousings and stuff coming up, and that's it. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I will catch you later.